with quite a brief introduction about me, and then I take you to the solution called Oracle Financial Consolidation in detail. So my name is Amit Sharma, and I'm a co-founder of a BISP solution. So we formed this company in 2012 in Florida, Miami, followed by it in India. So we have got two companies registered so far. We have one facility center in central part of India, and as a company, we are laser focused company exclusively working on Oracle solution stack, that to an Oracle EPM and Oracle Fusion. So about me, I started my career in 2000, so almost 25 years now. I started my career as an Oracle developer, and soon after I got opportunity working with Oracle Hyperion just a year later. So those days, it used to call Oracle, it used to call Hyperion. Oracle hasn't acquired it yet. Oracle acquired this company in 2008, March, and complete acquisition took place somewhere around October, November. So in my career ladder, I got opportunity working with a wide variety of customer spread across the globe. I work extensively with US-based customer, and there are two Fortune 500 companies, large multinational banks, Bank of America, SunTrust, Australia, New Zealand Bank, Royal Bank of Scotland. So banking and power sector, healthcare industry. So my career ladder started from developer to lead developer. It progresses to project manager as well. I play significant role in sales activity as well with Oracle. When there's a subject matter expert required for this solution, so I participate into pre-sales, sales, different activities. That's for global sales. It means the beauty of my career is that I have a 360-degree understanding about from a technology front. Since I am coming from a developer background, I understand customer mindset, customer expectation, and understand sales aspect as well. So sales job also teaches you a lot about, so it's not a traditional sales job also teaches you a lot about what customer are expecting from the solution. Okay, and different types of escalation take place. So the same gets reflected into my training program. When I talk about, I'll talk about all the aspect, building up a solution from a support, from an implementation point of view, from a project management point of view, from a customer, how to meet customer expectation, documentation, performance tuning, complete 360-degree understanding of this solution. That is what I'm going to talk about in my training program. Okay. So that's a brief about me. Now I'm going to take you what this solution is all about. Let's take a big picture. So I generally use paintbrush rather than PowerPoint, and I draw everything in real life. Since we are into implementation, so I'll talk about what is happening in today's world. So to learn any software, the first thing one should know where it is being used, right? Where it is being used, who is using it, and what type of problem we are going to address. Okay. So first thing, any organization in the world has multiple, it's like a pyramid kind of a structure, the organization structure. So in organization structure, there are different layers. The bottommost layer where the ecosystem where business operates, where you perform your operational activities and day-to-day business operation. Day-to-day business operation. This is called operating activities. And the decision you do it over here is called operational decision making. Operation decision making. So from a solutioning point of view, we use over here different types of ERP product. ERP, customer relationship management, supply chain management, human capital management. So precisely we work on ERP in finance, so I limit myself to finance and accounting. So in finance and accounting, we have a general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable, cash management, cash fixed assets. These are different modules uh, from an ERP point of view, sales, order processing, procurement, anything you can imagine, any company, the operation company has payroll. So everything exists in the bottommost layer of any organization. And this is utmost required, right? Every business cannot run. No business can run without this. Then on top of this, we have a departmental solution. And subject to the department you're working for. So we at this layer we take a departmental decision making. So this decision making is only limited to department. Right? For example, I'm working for a customer relationship management and that to an aviation industry. So I would have software application related to seat allocation, right? Different types of calculation pertaining to find out the profitability of the company. So anything which is pertaining to an individual department, marketing, sales, or whatever. Okay. Now we work at the topmost layer of an organization. By the way, one more thing, the people work at this layer, they are frontline executive who often communicate to customers. We work at the topmost layer of an organization, and this is where we call EPM. Some corporate call CPM, or enterprise performance management, corporate performance management, business performance management. So vocabulary may vary. So the decision making, you do it over here. This is strategic decision making. And the customer class who work at this layer, they are senior executives like CEO, CFO, CTO, CAO. Okay. So decision we do it at the decision we take at the topmost layer of an organization. This decision impacts entire organization. So information flow is from top to bottom. In simple word, if your CFO or CEO takes some decision, your company decide to your company announce a dividend of $100 per share, or company decide to increase employee salary by 20%. So this information is flow from top to bottom. But the data to perform this decision making, the data flow from bottom to up. So to take any decision, you need a data, and then you convert into information, and we take a decision making over here. So we work at the topmost layer of an organization. That is the customer, this customer class we do. So academically, any training program or any education you take, right, which performance strategy decision making, like you go for executive MBA, or you go for CFA, or any strategic training program, you learn the same thing over there. The vocabulary may vary. In nutshell, we are providing a solution, or we are empowering uh, business users, especially senior executive, take critical decision making which impact entire organization. This is where we work. Correct. So I'm sure by this time you understood our job is fairly critical and it has a wide impact than traditional software development job. Any company in the world you see, it failed due to XYZ reason. Like some big major failure in the business, like Big Bazaar or Jet Airways or Syntex, any big company failed in today's ecosystem. One, there are many factors, but one prominent reason for sure is the poor financial planning. They are poor at this part, isn't it? Can you imagine a company like Jet Airways, which used to have 176 aeroplane there, 176. They reached to the point they did not have adequate money to pay the employee salary, right? From where they fall to which point. So it means our EPM application has a real time implementation, not just an academic. Okay, to understand any software, the first thing you should know, forget about technology. First thing you should know, what is the customer view about it, right? How customer perceive Oracle EPM. So customers viewpoint for Oracle EPM. Okay. How customers see Oracle EPM. So if I'm a CFO, director of finance, or who like to take decision making, for me, what is EPM? This is your. So Oracle EPM, customer looking for one uniform, centralized, simplified, simplified financial management system to empower our decision making, which impacts our entire organization. So for me, if I'm a CFO of any company, I want one software, which is uniform, simple to use, centralized, which can manage my all financial needs. This is what business think about. This is the kind of solution they're looking for. And this is where Oracle EPM come into picture. It's a one. So what problem we addresses over here? It addresses multiple problem, not just one. So the problems like first problem we address, this is called reporting and analysis. Reporting analysis. So obviously every business needs to analyze their organization performance. Okay. So the reporting we do over here is two kind of reporting, management and statutory reporting. So management reporting to be used by internal department and statutory reporting is for external governing compliances. That is one solution we have. The second solution do planning and budgeting. Let me make a note of everything, planning and budgeting. So to future planning and budgeting, imagine a big bazaar, such a big company, disappeared from the market, right? They have a certain market share, but they still disappeared. What? Because obviously they have a poor business plan. Had they have done proper financial planning, they would still be exist. So planning and budgeting, then our solution, financial consolidation and close. Then we have profitability and cost management. The industry is so agile these days, cost management. Our raw cost is changing. There's a significant disruption in the market. And keeping your product or service still profitable is a challenging job. And it takes automation. These are different challenges organization have, and account reconciliation. These are different challenges. So your EPM addresses all these challenges through one common interface. That is why it is a group of product, right? So you guys are going to address one challenge right now. You're going to address one challenge, right? Similarly, there are different challenges which encompasses in EPM stack. What is this? Let's understand first the structure of it. So the entire story starts from here. In any business, typically this kind of solution is used for a group of company. What is the classic customer category we have over here? So the customer profile who uses these products are like group of company. Okay. I put a one simple layman language. This circle or a bubble represents a group of company. Now imagine this group of company is, let's say, Tata Group. Tata is not one company, they are group of companies, isn't it? Now in this circle, there are some company within this circle. They are called subsidiaries. There are company outside this circle. They are called joint venture. Okay. So let's say in Tata Group, I have I have Tata Chemicals. Now imagine Tata Chemical is based out in Canada, right? And obviously because they based out in Canada, they will be using Canadian dollar. Their currency is Canadian dollar, and they are using whichever country you work for. Use the underlying country accounting compliances, accounting, healthcare. You follow underlying country compliances. So this is called GAAP, generally accepted accounting principle. This is according to Canada. And because this is an independent company, right, Tata Chemical, for their business operations, they're managing their ERP activity in, let's say, in Oracle EBS. They're using Oracle E-Business Suite. Okay. So this Tata Group owns 60% shares, 60% shares from Tata Group owns 60% shares from Tata Chemical. Now in this group, this Tata Group, let's imagine it is based out in India. Tata Group is based out in India. Okay. And therefore, at a group level, group of company level, our currency is INR. In India, currency is INR. And the currency, the accounting rule we follow over here, since it is based on India, is Indian GAAP, Indian accounting standard. In this group, there's another company. In the same fashion, there are multiple company. Second company, let's imagine uh, Tata Housing. Tata Housing. Tata Housing is, imagine, based out in USA. They use the currency USD. They're following in US accounting standard, and they're using SAP FIFO for accounting tool. And Tata Group has 80% holding or shares, right? Ownership is called in Tata Housing. So this is what we call group of company. I use only two companies. There may be hundreds of companies. In Tata Group, the last information I have, they were 83 companies. In addition to this, they have joint venture as well, right? Which is outside this bubble. So joint venture, let's say Tata has a joint venture with Ford automobile, right? And they produce some goods in France, Europe. So our solution, what our solution we do? Look at over here. The solution consists of two parts. One second, I put it a little above. The solution consists of two parts. I draw with a gray color. What you see below this gray line, right? Below this gray line, we use ERP tool to perform day-to-day operation. And there are two companies, similarly, there are hundreds of companies. They are working independently. So from a operational activities, day-to-day activities, we are using ERP tool. And in this case, we have two ERP using Oracle EBS and we're using SAP FIFO. There could be tons of ERP we're using at this layer. So one, we have a bottommost layer, right? And above this. So here below this line, the ERP tool works. And above this line, EPM team works, ERP solution works over here. And above this is EPM. So this is a differentiation between two solution, EPM solution stack. Correct. What do we do over here? We work at this layer exclusively in FCCs. So in typical general language accounting term, general language, what do we call? Oracle FCCS is called group accounting tool, right? So when it is accounting tool, why you guys are learning? You are IT professional, right? With the accounting tool, why you guys are learning? Question is that. So it's a group accounting tool, but at the end of the day, it has business logics, it has calculation, it has technology to perform this job, and that is what we are going to do it. Clear? So first thing should be on top of your mind what we're trying to achieve. Okay. You are going to work for a group of companies. Point one, group of company, and in typical language, it is called group accounting tool, which perform various kind of calculation. Our solution sits on top of ERP. Our solution is not one, it doesn't address one problem. It addresses multiple problems. For EPM, this is how business look like. So Oracle EPM is like a car, right? It's like a car. For you as a customer, car is a one product, but actually car consists of various components. It has engine, tire, music system, body, right? Braking system. It has multiple products are assembled together to make one logical product, Oracle EPM like this. And you, suppose in a car, you are specialized for a you are engine engineer, right? Who manages engine. Or maybe you are specialized for a braking system. You are specialized for braking system. So in the entire car, you are specialized in one component. Oracle EPM like this. So when you're Oracle FCCS consultant, you say in the solution stack, your area of specialization is one. But when you grow up in your career ladder, right, 5, 10, 20 year of experience, you your knowledge spread across multiple products. Correct. Next, we see the complete ecosystem. What happened? In a complete ecosystem, there are different layers. The first layer, where any company in the world perform their day-to-day business operations. As we discussed a few minutes before, this is ERP. I'm going to use a term over here, general terminology called source system. Right? So there could be different class of source system. If you look around you, all big companies, right? They are big companies. They have multiple ERP systems. I call this global ERP system, first class of our source system. Right. So vendor like Oracle has EBS, e-business suite, or Fusion. SAP has every big vendor has some ERP. SAP has FICO or simplified finance, something like this. Simplified finance. Then we have Workday, Microsoft. So there are various vendors. Since they are global ERP products, inevitably they follow global compliances. Right. So a group of company, any group, some of your subsidiaries are using big software, global software, but it is also possible you have some small subsidiaries located in one specific country or province. So I call this localized ERP. Likewise, in India, Tally is very famous. We have QuickBooks in USA, QuickBooks, Focus, Zero, right? And what else? Zoho. So typically, when you look at this system, often they claim, but often they are more regionalized or country specific. May not be all, but they are localized ERP for sure. Okay, and they're designed for small to mid-size mid-size companies. So we have one class of ERP which is global, another size of small and mid-size company. Imagine this Tata Group acquire another company and acquire. Recently, it acquired 1MG, right? 1MG is one company acquired. It is based out in India. 1MG. Let's say not acquired, I would say partnership it done with another company called 1MG. And they're based out in India and they're using Tele ERP, isn't it? A joint venture. So like that. Third class of data source, third type of our source system is legacy or semi-structured system, right? The company who have got IT adaptability 10, 20, 30, 20, 30 years before, they have a legacy systems. 30, 40. I work for a customer who have IT adaptability 1980. They have IT automation in 1980s. This is a petroleum company based out in Kuwait. 1980s they have mainframe. So legacy system like mainframe, like or legacy or semi-structured system. So mainframe or companies are using spreadsheet, Excel to manage their accounting or other data, payroll data, or sometimes company also getting data from social networking side. Isn't it these days? Social network side. One of my customer has officially retired CRM, and they're using Twitter, which is X now, to capture all customer feedback using Twitter. That is also possible. Okay. So that is our source system on top of which my system would work. Now, typically when you have multiple source system, the fundamental system is that because we are a group of company and there are multiple ERP being used. Then in an old generation, we used to call this data warehousing. But nowadays, we call this term for data governance layer. So on top of this, to take any decision making, we need to have a data governance layer. So not precisely specific to any vendor, I use data governance term. What you do over here, you do data cleansing, data massaging, data profiling, data enrichment, ETL. So everything, like those days we were having data warehousing, data lake, whatever. I use the general term called data governance layer. And then it comes to our EPM ecosystem. EPM ecosystem. It sits on top of that. So it's a different world, right? This world for day-to-day decision making. Our world is for strategic decision making. Here you see Oracle EPM solution stack. Solution stack, not one solution. Solution stack. In this solution stack, as I just mentioned, there are various products. Let me draw a graphical presentation of it. The reason I visualize it through visualization, your mind understand images better than a typical PPT or verbal description. So I always visualize all the problem statement. I'm going to visualize it. So in this ecosystem, you have got various solutions. The first solution we were talking about called reporting and analysis. In fact, Oracle Hyperion being a market leader, the first global solution, or I call market leader product, was reporting analysis. Now, what you see, there are these cubes. You see the cubes? These cubes are actually called their engine or their S-base. It is database engine, a typical databases, but a special category database. Now, and this is multi-dimensional database because look like a cube. Term is called multi-dimensional database. So my business logic is written over here. All the calculation take place on top of this. And on top of this, we have a different application tier. So first application we're talking about reporting and analysis. Any business in the world needs to analyze its performance before it proceed. So your business user, since it is a cloud hosting, your business user sits over here. Okay? And your business user communicates to the interface that is called presentation layer in reporting. The business user are going to communicate over here. And behind the screen, all the calculation take place. So for you as a user, your interface is an application layer, typical software development lifecycle. And if I further I'll go into more detailing view of it, but this part is behind the screen. It's a cloud hosting. EPM is the Oracle Cloud. So this part, right, is to be managed by Oracle. This is called cloud hosting. Oracle managed cloud. In simple term, I say Oracle managed cloud. So unlike in old days where you were responsible for all infrastructure issues, now it is to be managed by Oracle. You as a user will communicate to only application. Okay. So similarly, there's a one solution. There are more solutions. The architecture is same. Let me draw it again. This is one solution. Other solution, planning and budgeting, financial consolidation, profitability, cost management. The architecture is continue to be same, but their business logic is different. So in automobile industry, if I give you this example, so Creta car from Hyundai and Renault Duster, right? Two different vendor, but behind the screen they use the same engine. They use same engine, but they come under different brands. Their body shape or additional functionality added on top of the car, but the engine is same. Renault Duster, Creta, or Renault. This Nissan has got one more car, Terran. They have same engine, the same technology concept we follow over here. Okay, so we have our engine, airspace engine, and then the business logic is different. This is airspace engine. Okay. And the next solution we have over here, planning and budgeting, which is called PBCS product. There's one other. Then again, we have a financial consolidation and close, the one we are going to learn. Same, this come over here as well. The engine is same, but the business layer over here is called financial consolidation and close, which is called FCCs. Right? And other product. So for you as a customer, all of them, if you're a CFO, you don't differentiate them. For you, it's a complete solution stack. Same as for you, car is a one product. Okay. Then we have another product called profitability and cost management. Every product is solving one business problem, profitability and cost management. Then we have a text automation and so on. The other product we have account reconciliation, which doesn't work on multi-dimensional database. We have a narrative reporting. We have a EDMCS called Enterprise Metadata Management Tool. We have data integration solution. In simple layman word, I say Oracle EPM is like a Reliance store, Reliance retail, right? Where you go as a customer and everything you want within the same store is available. It's like in US context, it's like what? Walmart. In one shop, you get everything. Okay. So what happened? In the first part of on the source system, you do day-to-day business operation. And then Oracle has a data integration tool. You see that? You see this. Okay. So this data integration tool, if your source system and EPM coming from same vendor, let's say I'm using over here Oracle Fusion and Oracle EPM. So day-to-day operation plus strategic decision making Oracle EPM. If my solution is like this, then I may not need data governance layer. I can extract data directly from source system, correct? And this is called data integration. The software is called data integration. No additional cost, okay? We also have a metadata management tool. I assume you know metadata management. If not, we have a solution for managing metadata and data come from, metadata come from various ERP, we can integrate. This is called EDMCS. One uniform metadata management tool. This is called EDMCS. So metadata management, like any changes take place in ERP, you have got one new customer in your Oracle or any ERP tool, the same information to be reflected in your EPM system automatically, immediately, on the fly. Correct. So we work at this layer, EPM consultant, ERP team work at this layer. The entire solution stack has different job role. You be ERP consultant, you may be a consultant specialized for data integration, metadata management, or more precisely within EPM itself, there are multiple job roles. Correct. So our scope of discussion is this product. So we precisely work on this part. This is our scope of discussion. Right. So let me take this part, exclusively this part. The thing which I wanted you to highlight, that our product is not a standalone solution, right? It integrates with other products, other solution stack. This is what I wanted to show to you in this piece. So what do you do in financial consolidation? What do you do in financial consolidation? Let's put in a simple layman language. Okay. So in our case, we have a group of company, let's say Tata Group. Tata is a group of company, Tata Group. Okay. Tata Group has got 3-4 subsidiaries. Let's say Tata Group has got Tata Chemicals, right? Which is based out in Tata Group is based out in India. We are using currency INR, and we are using accounting rule, Indian accounting rule, because we are based out in India, obviously. Tata Chemical, assume based out in Mexico, just an assumption. So the currency we use called pesos. Okay, pesos is a currency. And from technology front, we're using Oracle EPS, the software. And Tata Group, when you say subsidiary, Tata Group has shareholding or shares, 60% share. In simple word, right, 60% of the company ownership is Tata Group and 40% Tata Chemical. So when you own any company, what do you own? Do you own company table, fan, chair, computer, laptop, building? No. You own company shares. So Tata Group owns 60% shares from Tata Chemical. Next is your Tata Housing. Again, it is based out in Canada. Imagine the currency is Canadian dollar. They're using SAP FICO. Okay. Third subsidiary is called Tata, Tata Projects. It is based out in India using currency INR, using uh, Workday ERP, and here we have 70% shares. We have 80% shares, something like this. Right. So now this is a group of company. We work at this layer. Right. My all discussion context is at this layer. Oracle FCCS work at this layer. And bottom layer individual ERP works, isn't it? All these companies are independent in itself. They perform their business operation, they do their business independently. But when you prepare, Oracle FCCS is a group finance group accounting tool, or we call consolidation. What consolidation means? Consolidation, typical English meaning of consolidation. Now, in this group, we prepare one consolidated, I would rather like this, one consolidated financial statement. Okay. So if I take a simple layman example, I would have a profit and loss statement for Tata Chemicals. Tata Chemical has a profit and loss statement, right? Tata Housing also have a profit and loss statement. and balance sheet. For the sake of simplicity, I'm making only one. Tata project also have a profit and loss statement, but the profit loss statement into different currency, different accounting compliances, and so on. Okay. But if I'm a group CFO or group CEO, like like our late Sir Ratan Tata used to be a group CEO for all this company. When they prepare their financial statement, so this financial statement for Tata Group is actually a sum of all subsidiaries financial statement. So if I say Tata Group profit and loss statement equals to profit loss statement for Tata Chemicals, right? Proper Tata Chemical profit loss statement plus Tata Housing profit loss statement, writing an arrow, plus Tata Project profit loss statement. So these three company profit and loss statement we combine and become Tata Group profit and loss statement. Correct? This is what we do. Now the question is that we are an IT guy. What is our job role? You're an IT guy. So obviously this activity is technology driven. You don't do this manually with pen and paper, right? This is an accounting. So this activity is governed by a compliance for IFRS 10, International Financial Reporting Standard 10, right? This is 10. What is the role of you? Obviously, there's technology behind it. So there are business rules or calculations. There are two types of rules. There one is called preceded, already given calculation, or we write custom calculation. This is what we do. So in once again, what we do, we prepare a financial statement and do analysis for a group of company where the group of company requires certain calculation, certain business logic, and typical any application, any software you want to work in the world, management of a software, we do this. That is what our job. How do we do this? Okay. First thing, because I have been doing this job for past 24 years, 2 decade plus. We know ins and out about this solution. When I started working prior to FCCS, there was a product called HFM. When I started working into this product, we did not have adequate documentation. We did not have a learning material. We did not have a YouTube videos those days. So I know the pain associated with this, right? So the step one of learning it, it doesn't matter you have accounting knowledge, you don't have accounting knowledge, you come from accounting, you come from finance, whatever, it doesn't matter. The first step is we learn financial consolidation in Excel. Why? And I prepare 14 cases after my 20 years of working, 14 cases. Why do we learn in Excel first? Because first you should know at the end of the day, this is number calculation. What calculation behind it? You learn it over here. And second critical thing, see, there is no guarantee you will continue to work with Oracle in your entire life. There's no guarantee, right? You may change vendor. Today you're working with Oracle, maybe 6 years later you work with SAP or Workday or some other vendor. But the concept, the business logic will remain same, does not matter. The way I'm training you in such a way that I'll give you solid foundation about the processes, right? Although changing Oracle EPM solution from a company point of view, it's a very, very difficult job. Huge cost associated with this. So incidents are like very rare. Like company cannot change ERP system very easily because their business, the backbone of business is sitting on top of ERP. Therefore, you don't hear a lot of incidents where companies are changing ERP very easily until there's a dead end. So the first step, we teach you financial consolidation Excel. By now, you understood it is not a typical software development job, right? You're sitting in the corner and you're writing code. That's not a kind of job. This job requires a lot of communication, discussion, interacting with the user, understanding the process, right? Then we talk about implementation of FCCS, right? So I would rather use this term. From a learning point of view, we learn in three possibilities in industry, right? First possibility, your customer has purchased new license. We call new initiative. My training program covers all these three parts. New initiative. So if you're working for a company like Deloitte, KPMG, EY, Oracle, BCG, they are implementation specialists, right? That's called new initiative. When you buy new license. Here I will talk about implementation methodology, right from zero, capturing the requirement, build the entire solution. We learn FCCS implementation, right from capturing requirement. And everything I have a documentation, requirement gathering documentation, everything have over here. First type of a learning. Second type of a learning, customer already has implemented this product. For example, you're going to work with service-based company, IBM, Infosys, TTA, Tech Mahindra. All these companies are more into service. So therefore, post-implementation support. Post-implementation, which is we call in our typical IT world production support, ticket support, and so on. Right? This is second part of learning. At the end of this training, I'll give you 100 tickets, which I collected in 20 years of this ticket and solution. So what type of problem you may have in future, I already have this. I have a huge list of tickets and how to solve this. So after the training program, I'll give it to you. It means you know in advance, right, the problem you're going to face. So when you land up into a job, obviously the professional training, when you land up into a job, you know what you're supposed to do. And then we have tiny part of the migration. Customer who are coming from an older version, migration. Right. So I'll be talking about primary two factors, implementation, extensive implementation experience and production, and tiny part is migration. So anything you imagine within this space, anything you can imagine, I'll be talking about over here in these three contexts. Okay. See, this kind of software you can't learn, or rather I would say you learn free of cost. Oracle FCCS, anybody who is 12 pass student, forget about graduate. Anybody who is even 12 pass can learn this, right? Then why you're learning with a professional? So there are two different objectives. Understanding. See, learning software is not a challenge. That's not a challenge anymore. It's a GUI driven, right? Graphic user interface driven. So with basic computer knowledge, anybody can learn. But this is not a need at all, right? How to use software is not a tool, is not a challenge. There are hundreds of videos available in YouTube. You can learn how to use software. It is absolutely not a challenge. And this is not a need in industry as well, right? What is the need in industry? Industry need a professional who know how to solve problem using tool, using application. This is the skill I'm talking about. My total focus is on that way, not how to use tool. Again, I'm saying you can buy 499 rupees YouTube or maybe YouTube subscription or udemy.com. There are hundreds of people who prepare YouTube videos. 499 rupees, you learn how to use software. But their skill is just click, go here, click this, click that. Even if you're spending 1 rupee or 1 minute, it's a waste of your time and money. Money you can re-earn, time you cannot re-earn. Right. So that's not at all. So how to use tool? This is completely my training program, use case based studies. Hundreds of use cases I'll share across with you. Hundreds of use cases. These use cases based learning is like you have a problem and I'm talking about solution. Problem, we are discussing every day we discuss problem and solution. And it is not 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, hundred. After training program for another next 6 months, you will continue to solve this problem, isn't it? Problem and solution. I prepare hundreds of use cases. These are video tutorial, case studies. You will share across this learning material, case studies, class notes. As I said, I've been doing this job for past 20 years, day in, day out, do the same job. right? So your class notes, every class, there are class notes. Beautiful, I prepared hundreds of images, quick reference material, class recording, Excel scenario, exercises, different types of exercises I'm talking about. So how to use tool, again, not a challenge. To solve any problem, you need problem statement, you need right data, you need expected output, you need user stories, right? This is where our focus is. And hundreds of case studies video I'll share across. Hundreds. Cash. I mean, if you anything you can imagine EPM, anything we have done it. Cash flow automation, technical scenario, functional, customer calculation is that. So who am I? I'm a facilitator. I'm a facilitator, not a typical trainer. I don't walk you through with PPT, open PPT, what is what. I'll talk about the solution, problem and solution. The training is all about that. Since we are Oracle partner and we have very detailed plan training program, day by day plan, which topic to be taught on which day, right? Everything is well defined, very well defined, given, very professional training, very time taken. Okay. Since we are Oracle partner, you get a Oracle cloud access with the training program for 2 months, 2 months server access, right? So in addition, if you need additional access, you can have it. You have to pay additional for that. And training program, it consists of there are 32 live classes, plus minimum 100 hours of self-paced case study based learning. Even after training, you can learn it. Okay, ticketing and all. So any worst case, anybody who have got minimum 5 years of experience, anybody who have got minimum 5 years of experience, if you go through this training program plus case studies, you solve them. It is equal to, from a knowledge point of view, anybody who worked 5 years minimum, what somebody gained in 5 year experience, you have the same. Because industries these days, people, industry is looking for the people who can solve problem, right? Not one who know how to use software. Company can train their own accountant to do this job. So that's not a big deal, correct? A quick recapitulate. We are going to work for a group of companies and our solution sit at the top of the organization. This is called EPM, Enterprise Performance Management, Corporate Performance Management, Business Performance Management. If you learn this course from an academic point of view, any strategic program you study, executive MBA, CFA, or any strategy program for anywhere in the world, right? You learn the same thing. People learn concept, we do practical with numbers. Our solution is a group, our solution is not a one product, it's a group of product. And you guys in this course talking about one problem at a time. Our solution work for a group of companies, correct? And it sits on top of ERP. So entire solution stack consists of two parts. The bottom two part of this circle, the bottom one to be used by ERP team for day-to-day business operation, and above this circle is for EPM, right, for strategic decision making. Then we discuss our solution sits on top of ERP, various ERP, multiple ERPs. And since data come from various ERP, it has to uniform. And then we data governance layer, we have data integration software within EPM space and metadata management. And within EPM space, there are many softwares, many applications. Many of them sit on top of same engine, as business engine, multi-dimensional engine. So in this solution stack, we are talking about FCCS. In our training program, we talk about all three possibilities. Fresh implementation from zero, existing implementation, day-to-day support called production support, and tiny about migration. So that's the training program. Total 32 hours live classes plus hundreds of case studies, Everything to learn this program, design document, go, no go, unit test cases, integration test cases, UAT, project plan, anything you imagine to implement in software. Everything I'll share across with you. right? Time you need to spend. So very professional training. Overall objective is to make you employable so that you can work in FCCS solution as an independent consultant. That is an objective. I'm going to stop here. If you have any question, you can ask me.
Hello, can you hear me?
One second, let me turn my speaker on. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so question is like
Sorry, I can't hear you. A bit loud, please.
you can't hear me.
I still cannot hear you. Probably you can
Really?
put your question in the chat window a bit loud.
I'm on 100% volume. So I think can anyone else hear me?
Yeah,
So
volume is
something is
low.
wrong.
Also, your
I
volume is
cannot
low.
hear.
Oh, is it not possible? Is it better now?
Somewhat.
Okay. So question is like related with EPBCS versus FCCS. So like whenever like we are going for FCCS, so is it EPBCS is mandatory to know about the EPBCS or FCCS is standalone we can learn and we can do?
Two different problem, two different solutions. Absolutely, you can learn any one of them independently, not mandatory for now. But if you say I'm 10-year EPM consultant, then companies are expecting you to be at least knowing two products. So you can learn them independently. There is no co-relationship directly from a learning point of view.
Okay. And is there any AI specific content also in within FCCS?
So the AI is a marketing gimmicks in EPM. When I say marketing gimmicks, Oracle introduced a lot of AI capabilities within this, but I don't know any company around me. At least I'm connected with 5,000 people, kind of network I have. People who want to sales have a huge network. I'm sure you know that. I know don't know any company who has started incorporating AI capabilities so far. I'm not aware of that. Practically, there are a lot of marketing gimmicks. People blog, people do a lot of marketing, but practically no company I know who actually incorporate AI within it.
Okay. And another question, like as you told, like if you have taken example of Tata Group, so we have multiple entities in multiple geographies. Then we are using this FCCS for consolidation and closing thing. So let's say we have only one branch in one city. So in that case, FCCS is not required, right? So we can
This
do
is a very
both
good
with
question.
the.
This question I'm going to address. FCCA is not a one product. Within FCCS, you do financial consolidation and closing. Even if you have one company, one subsidiary, you still may need FCCS for financial closing.
No, like I was just trying to say, like if they have already implemented EPBCS, then probably they can handle with the EPBCS. FCCS is
So
not
let us
required.
not mix it. Let's not confuse it. EPBC is a different thing. FC is a different thing. Please
Okay,
don't mix them. Totally different solution.
okay. So last question is like compatibility wise. So is it FCCS is compatible with all the major ERP products?
There is no question of compatibility at all. Obviously, you can't build. It's like you're trying to say, I'm going to build one T-shirt which is going to be fit across everybody in the world, in the globe. That is hilarious. It's not, the term is not compatible. The term is called, you can have extract data from any software, any ERP tool, doesn't matter. As long as it is in flat file or trial balance format, I can put into FCCS. So compatibility is not the right word. They are independent product. You see, I in my architecture, I put intermediate data governance layer. So that is going to kind of setting up a interface when you work across multiple systems. I did not connect them directly. See, I have given over here. When you source system here, when your source system is Oracle Fusion and EPM, then you probably don't need any intermediate governance layer. But when your source system is like a tele and target is FCCA, then probably you need a data governance layer.
Okay. So when you are saying data governance there, so it means like we are looking
Sorry, come
in
again.
input data in the flat file. Is it like that?
Well, at this point, difficult to answer such questions. They're very specific to. Probably you can mail across to me, or what I do, I'll share my number, okay, followed by this class. Mohit will share my number. We can discuss one-to-one granularity of it.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Class, see this again, there are two options, right? If you need video, please go and buy video in 499 rupees from any Udemy on all this site. If your objective is to collect only video, then my training is not a good fit for this. This training program is for those who seriously want to learn. Okay. So class, every topic I teach right after the class, I'll share you documentation, I share you video tutorial, I share you problem statement right after the class. But the training is not all about, you probably don't attend live class, you purchase this course and you want to only recorded video, then it's not a good, my training is not a good fit for this. I generally put my heart and soul to teach live. Otherwise, it's a live training program, okay, with supporting video tutorial. Assume like this. And obviously you have access to all the videos. So a video, if you require video, I can give you 100,000 video. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you need to go through them, isn't it? So trainer is a facilitator. Right after each class, I give you video tutorial, as I mentioned, and data, metadata, and everything like that. If you're a CA, it doesn't require any specific IT background. You can be a functional consultant. All right. I'm sorry, I have to hop on another meeting. What I do, if you have any question, I would recommend you to speak to me, one-to-one. Let's speak one-to-one. Okay. EPU, I don't teach. I don't teach anything. See, my profile, I'm not a trainer, just a trainer, right? I don't teach Oracle University material. That is not my objective. I teach what is needed in industry. Since I'm into sales, I'm connected with 5,000 consultants. I see around me what is happening, and accordingly, I change course curriculum. I don't know anybody who has implemented EPU so far. If you're asking me point to point, sorry, I cannot answer such questions. Difficult. I'll give you day by day plan. You can look into that, see if it is meeting up your need, or if you still like to speak to me, we can have one-to-one, point-to-point discussion. But if picking up one topic from one paragraph and asking me, am I teaching that? Very difficult for me to answer this question. At the end of the day, I would only like to say that after this training program, what skills do you need to work as an independent consultant? You would have that skills. Okay. That is the only final sentence I can say. All right, I need to hop on another meeting and I put my number over there. You guys can, drop a
Amit,
WhatsApp
about
message to
the
me.
wanted to understand about the charges. Is it the right forum
Yeah,
or you
Mohit
want
will
one to
help
one?
you. Mohit will help you for this.
Hmm.
So
And
anybody else, any question, would like to see how this training is aligned to your career, you are welcome to put your question at chat window. We can have one-to-one discussion, isn't it? All right, thank you very much. And we'll meet Tuesday. Thank you.